Some of y'all will, or to say this, some of y'all will consent to that forced religion. You understand? Some of y'all will consent it. How I know that? How I know some of y'all? Ask me how I know that. How you know that, Deke?
How you know that, Deke?
Okay. I'm going to tell y'all how I know that. Hands in the air, everyone that took the COVID-19. Okay. All right. Brothers, y'all don't be scared. Yo, listen. I'm going to show you all why we got to become stronger. Right? Now, the COVID-19, we told you all know that shot could get you killed, right? But we let you all know if you all go do that, that's on you all. But we let you all know, listen, not to do that. You could get, that thing could kill you.
To still have to work during the Passover in these troubling times, especially nurses, because they are often left out when people speak about first responders. You're absolutely right. Now, I do want to talk about occupations. There's certain occupations where, if I'm not mistaken, you have to get vaccine on certain things. I know the military, 100%. If you don't want to get any type of vaccine, you are kicked out of the military. And I believe in the medical profession as well, because why? You're around sick people all day. So I'm saying it because I remember a sister was calling and crying. She's a nurse and she didn't want to get a vaccine. If there's we get vaccine. We go traveling, we had to get the yellow fever shot and some other things. Get the vaccine if you have to. If you don't want to, then leave certain professions. Just leave certain professions, all right? So that was his first paragraph.
You understand? So the government made laws, right? The government said, force its population to go get vaccinated. Otherwise, you can't work, you can't go into certain stores, you cannot go to the doctor, you can't go to the dentist. You could lose your job, and you could end up losing, then you lose your job, you end up losing what? Your house. You can't make money, you can't buy or sell. Right? You got a sister, she was going to college. They tell her, listen, you can't come to the college no more unless you show you have been vaccinated. So the sister went and she got vaccinated. I told a brother that was calling her, I said, yo, that was a test. How far would you go, brothers and sisters? Because brothers and sisters that try to hold on to their job, do you know some people say they rather lose their job than to get that vaccination? And they didn't. It's similar. That was forced vaccination. And those of y'all that don't want to lose your house, you got your college and you want to have that. You got the American dream and so forth, and you went and you got that vaccination. If they bring the mark of the beast right now, some of you all might take it and say, God will understand.
Forced to still have to work during the Passover in these troubling times, especially nurses, because they are often left out when people speak about first responders. You're absolutely right. Now, I do want to talk about occupations. There's certain occupations where, if I'm not mistaken, you have to get vaccine on certain things. I know the military, 100%. If you don't want to get any type of vaccine, you are kicked out of the military. And I believe in the medical profession as well, because why? You're around sick people all day. So I'm saying it because I remember a sister was calling and crying. She's a nurse and she didn't want to get a vaccine. If there's we get vaccine. We go traveling, we had to get the yellow fever shot and some other things. Get the vaccine if you have to. If you don't want to, then leave certain professions. Just leave certain professions, all right? So that was his first paragraph.
When I said the mark of the beast, I'm talking about forced worship. You understand? Forced worship, where they set it up where you cannot buy certain things. You can't buy a house. But man, I've been working so hard to try to get a house. But listen, if you do not follow this system, you can't get that house. You understand? So some of you all, hey, remember what Christ said, you got to be willing to lose everything. You know, so some of you, so you brothers and sisters that fall for that test run, it means you got to strengthen yourself.
Forced to still have to work during the Passover in these troubling times, especially nurses, because they are often left out when people speak about first responders. You're absolutely right. Now, I do want to talk about occupations. There's certain occupations where, if I'm not mistaken, you have to get vaccine on certain things. I know the military, 100%. If you don't want to get any type of vaccine, you are kicked out of the military. And I believe in the medical profession as well, because why? You're around sick people all day. So I'm saying it because I remember a sister was calling and crying. She's a nurse and she didn't want to get a vaccine. If that is it, hey, we get vaccine. We go traveling, we had to get the yellow fever shot and some other things. Get the vaccine if you have to. If you don't want to, then leave certain professions. Just leave certain professions, all right? So that was his first paragraph.
Shalom, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. I want to say double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessing unto the Shishaka that's pushed forth in the truth, throughout the four corners of the earth. I want to say shalom to your brothers and keep pushing. And a double shalom to the Israelites that's looking like the other nations in the Shirwathium. I want to say shalom to your brothers and sisters as well. My name is Dewar from the GMS Line St. Louis Camp. And I'll come back at it with another video. And in this video, I'm entitled this, Remember What Bishop Nathanyel of the Iuic said? Remember what Bishop Nathanyel of the Iuic said. Okay. And yeah, just saw that, the elder from Vegas posted a video. So Iuic Deacon says the COVID shot was a test run for the MOTB, but I forgot the counsel his leader gave. And it just lets you know that they're not on one accord. Okay? Because the scriptures talk about you have to speak the same thing. You have to be of one mind. Okay? And us here at Great Millstone, we are speaking the same things. But you others like camps, you are not. Right? And it shows. This is Romans 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. Right? So you have to mark them which cause divisions. Okay? Because all you other Israelite camps, you causing divisions and coming with these all wayward doctrines. Okay? They're saying that you can basically take the C19, all right? Because you don't know what's in it. And he was saying, a lot of people are dropping dead from that. And, hey, they are. All these different athletes. I did a video about a week ago. And it was a lot of young people, in their 30s, 20s and 30s, just having, strokes and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that's a link to that jab. Okay? And yeah, because Even the doctor said, hey, we never seen so many young patients. And that was only, what, 5 years ago? 3 to 5 years ago? And some of y'all took even multiple. And there's already a new strand of it over here in America, okay, during the summertime. So, and that's pretty bad because a lot of people are out and about, you know, these social gatherings, you know, you can go to the pool, the grocery store, you going out of town, planes, buses, cars, where a lot of people are around each other, you know, you going to clubs where a lot of different people come to congregate, you know, and it looked like it's going to be a whole reenactment of 2020, okay? So this is Revelation 13 and 16. He caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And who is the he? That's talking about the so-called white man, you know, who is Esau Edom, or his title is what? The devil, according to the Bible, right? Or in the foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, because you're not gonna be able to buy or sell, because you know this deacon actually got some sense, you know, and he can see what's going on. And I mean, you already know. I mean, obviously, because the scriptures talk about, you know, a man shall be known by his look, or, you know, what comes out of a man that what defiles him or what not. You know, and you speak it right, because man, you know what the MOTB is. Obviously, that's the reason why you talking now, because your conscience is starting to eat at you. Okay. So verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and 6, so 666. Okay, meaning what? Power. You know, that goes into the power that Yahweh Bashmi Ashar is going to give Esau to push and to try his saints. Okay, that's what it's all about. It's all about the MOTB. It's all about passing that test. Okay, that's the final test. And yeah, if you took the hokey pokey, then yeah, most likely you're gonna take the mark of the beast. Because that was a test run. You know, because he mentioned some points. Hey, when you can't go into the grocery store, when you can't go into you can't buy a house, and yeah. And that's what we at Great Millstone here been telling you. Starting off with our apostles on down. Like, duh. Like, y'all don't see what's going on? It's crazy, man. Let's hop to this. It's 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. So we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Okay? And who is the physical manifestation of the spiritual demon Satan? Esau. Okay? Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, right, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Right? So if you worship that image, you know, and that goes into getting that image put in your, getting that MOTB put in your hand or in your forehead, then hey, you're gonna be judged by the Heavenly Father. Okay? This is book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 10. It reads, never trust the enemy, for like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away, right? So the devil is still the devil. Okay? That's why it's important not to trust these damn devils. I mean, and what has a so-called white man done to ever receive your trust? Nothing. Nothing. He's done nothing. He's done the total opposite. Okay? Shit. I mean, so what? He gave you a stimulus check, and so what if that Edomite on your job, you know, he give you his car to go to the gas station for him, and he tell you, you can get what you want too. No. Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast, right? So who will pity you? So if you want to trust him, hey, that's on you, man. Okay? But hey, we telling you what's going to happen. And look what's going on, man. So let's go to Exodus. Exodus 21:1. And it reads, now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before thee. If thou buy a Hebrew servant 6 years, he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with the awl, and he shall serve him forever. Right, and that's what Esau is gonna do. He gonna put that awl in you, to know, like, hey, you gonna be my slave. Okay, because Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has a God complex. But there's nothing godly or holy about Esau, Edom. He's literally the basis of man. Because having the spirit and fear of Yahweh Bashmi al-Shah, that's what makes us godly, kings. Okay? But come, man, now we know, man. Now we know. Because the scriptures warned us about this guy. Alright? And said that he was going to be revealed in these last days. And yep. And that's what happened. So let's go to 2 Thessalonians 2. Right? So the title of it is Man of Lawlessness. Yeah. And that's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him. All right, that's what it's all about. It's all about getting gathered unto Yahweh Bashmi al-Shah. That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as the day of Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right? Perdition, it means damnation. Right? And the falling away was us discontinuing from our heritage. But now, since we got it back, according to Matthew 24:14, this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world, and then the end shall come. Now is the end now. So, of course, everything is going to be revealed. Okay? So who we are, who he is, and what's going to happen to him, and what's going to happen to us. All right, let's keep reading. Verse 4. Who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God, sitting in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things, and now you know what withholding that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity does already work. Only he who now letteth, will let, until he be taken out of the way, right? And who is that let him do that? It's the Most High. All right. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Right? So yeah, kind. And the Lord is doing that right now with us, the true prophets that's warning you. You know, not these pseudo prophets that's out here teaching for monetary gain, you know, and clout and the praise of men. Okay, and we don't give a damn about that. The only thing we care about is being righteous. You know. It says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan with all powers and signs and lying wonders, right? So powers and signs. You know, they got these artificial prosthetic limbs that can move and all that. And that's just what Esau Edom was showing you. Okay, they got these robots, etc., etc. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. Right? So that goes into all you other congregations that don't want to get down with the truth. You know, that think that you're doing something by marching in the streets and wearing purple, or wearing all black and shades, and you know, and don't got no type of boxing form, hitting some boxing glass, you know, hitting some punching bags or whatever the fuck you call them shits. But kind. So yeah, man. So there's no excuse for you Israelites out there at this point. Okay, so it's either you repent or die. Shalom.